have we identified affordable housing segments correctly? Is it possible for anybody to figure out what is that affordable housing segment that we are dealing with?
I think if you look at the overall demand pie, it's kind of quite infinite in India if you give the right definition of affordable housing. Recently, a consultancy firm had spoken about the overall demand being 10 million units a year. A year, that's
Yes.
10 million, a crore of units a year, which is 3.5 million of it just coming out of population growth. Indian population is growing every year at around 1.2%. Around two and a half out of that coming out of nuclearization, big families becoming smaller families, and around 4 million coming from aspiration. People in smaller housing wanting to go into bigger housing, or people in slums wanting to upgrade, or so that's how the 10 million thing is. But we've been talking about it a lot. It's just not started creating enough products for that sector. We need to realize that overall, just 2 to 3% of the population in the country actually earn more than 5 lakh rupees a year. A year, and this is the household income. So not too many. And we're just making homes for that 2%, 3% of the population. There's so much of others which can be catered to, and there's a lot of examples globally which we can learn from. But as a thumb rule, I think a 1.5 to 2 crores per acre is something what we should look at. Today, at least a few developers have started thinking in terms of creating separate affordable housing arms. I think that's the way forward. Everybody, all the top developers have an opportunity to create a separate affordable housing arm, which needs to think very different from their core business opportunity, which is thinking low margin, low cost, high volume game.
Ramesh set the tone when he said that you have to build it differently, conceive it differently, and market it differently. Help us understand how the MCHI is handling this.
See, within MCHI, we have definitely been looking affordable housing as one of the business segment, which independent vertical we can say in each of the organization. And the mindset of the people who are doing the regular housing has to be little totally different in affordable housing. So that is the reason, as Ramesh also said, that we have to not the volume and the margins, but overall to give better to the society at the reasonable price. And the thing is, affordable housing as such, it's a very, very relative term. So in the sense, area to area, location to location, affordable housing definition varies. And if we are to look at Mumbai and MMR area, if we leave aside the Mumbai city and suburban area, the affordable housing in MMR area, there are a number of pockets where one developers have been looking aggressively, actively into working for the affordable housing on a private land. Affordable housing can be possible on private land, can be possible on a government land also with private partnership. Government of Maharashtra has recently come out with a scheme for the on the public land also, where government of Maharashtra is willing to work with a private developer for developing housing stock by affordable housing. Lot of policy changes are happening where we are in MCHA, we are definitely anxiously looking forward to make it viable and make it successful. We recently even signed a MOU with the government of Maharashtra for around total 9 lakh houses we'll be proposing to provide. That affordable houses are at different sector in different cities. Maybe in Thana, within Thana city could be a definition of affordable housing is different, or Mira Bhayandra could be different, and in MMR area could be different, Kalyan, and maybe in a Karjat, Kasara area would be different. The thing is, it is a opportunity for the developer to explore with a little of social mind definitely, and work where we need to do not only the land point of view, along with that construction point of view also a lot of value engineering to make it within the purview where customer can afford. The definition of affordable housing by Prime Minister and then Urban Development Department point of view and PMAY, and the PMAI, the incentive and what they income level they have defined from 12 lakhs annual income of the family to 15 lakhs or up to 18 lakhs. In that, the pricing, it is a challenge to achieve that numbers, and we definitely are looking at it to work with the first is a control on the land cost. Land has to be reasonably priced, or maybe a public private partnership. And second is the construction.